Happy Sunday, uranium friends. We're checking in on UUUU Energy Fuels monthly chart. Everybody's lamenting about this stock, so I agree in a way. It's not my favorite name, and it's a more difficult trader. There's just no two ways about it. So let's just look and see what we see here. So this monthly chart, it's really just it's just range bound, and it's been range bound for a long time. This is the life of the chart, by the way. Anyway, so opens up here, does its thing, blah 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 blah. Monthly 12 EMA rider, like all commodities like to do, right? They kind of trend and do their thing. So, we're going to zoom in, but this is what it looks like. And it's not ideal, it's not absolute, but you see this area here finally off this downtrend and then this move. We see this consolidation area here. It does have a similar look to CCJ's consolidation area here. So, you can keep that in mind, I guess. It's nothing says, oh, UUU's got to do this because CCJ did. No, but there is a little bit of a similar look there, and this dynamic as well, right? So, all this drawdown, like the entire space was doing, this first leg up into consolidation and now extension and continuation. Well, it's kind of the same deal with all this downtrend up into this consolidation area. So, we're kind of waiting to see what Energy Fuels does, and it's just delivering pain to everybody. So we're going to just start zooming in a little bit. We're still on a monthly, by the way, and we see what we see. So, there's bag holders here. We know that for sure, right? There were plenty of people buying. I know that there were plenty of people buying up here, these November 2021 highs, because they're still complaining about it, how they're still underwater. Well, most of the stuff has gotten them break even or even a little bit above. The buyers here, they got smushed. They never really had a chance to even break even or recover off of those 2021 highs. So what does that mean, though? So what it does mean to me, because I'm a price action guy, these bag holders up here, they're going to be looking to unload when price starts to visit. You know, they did so here. Maybe they're going to do it again. So, I'd be on the lookout for that. And, if you look at this volume profile, I hate when it does that, but you look at this volume profile and there's some action up here. There's some volume up here that it has to get through. But that'll be it. That'll square everybody out. So, again, the 4Us is a tough trader, and I don't really have a huge position, and I might juice it up a little bit. I got to see how the action goes, but right now there's nothing really horrible about this action. I know that it's painful for a lot of people, but it's not that bad, right? So this is really just it's been sideways since honestly, it's been range bound between 430 and let's just say $11 since like January or February of 2021. I mean, that's all it's doing. It's just a sideways name. Just get in on the weekly so we can see if we can glean anything. And why I don't like it that much as a trader, it just whips her. It doesn't really get to trend much, even on these shorter term time frames, right? So, I mean, in my opinion, the key to buying in any way, even for a short term or a longer term play, it's when it revisits its lower value areas. So, I took a little bit of time to set these value areas up, and they're going to represent some structure in this name for a very long time. So, just this recent action, this is all value area, right? These orange boxes, and there's a big fight going on in here. And, one could contend that even in between these value areas is another value area, but let's just leave it the way it is now. So, and if you go back to the life of the stock, you're going to see the logic behind these value area boxes, right? So, way back in '09, action where it acted as the top of the value area acted as support, and the bottom of the area acted as support. So it became a structure here. And I would bet if you zoomed into lower time frames like a daily or whatnot, you would see even more action going on there. So, support, 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 support still in his value area. Uh, just all, gets through it, rejects, support, support, a lot of support. Then it becomes a rejection point, right? And then it's just goodbye for a while, right? So now comes back up and tests again, and it's rejection. Gets back to this top, rejections, a lot of rejections, becomes support. Rejections, support, rejection. So there's a lot going on in this area. So in my opinion, just from price action alone, I wouldn't be surprised to see this get back down to the $5 480 area. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. So if you use technical analysis, for nothing other than, hey, don't be surprised if it revisits a certain price area. There it is, right? There's plenty of history to tell you that it's to get back down there, it wouldn't be a surprise, right? So the same with this upper level, we've got a lot of action going on here. I'm not going to go through the same exercise of support and resistances, but that's what's been going on for a long time. You got these previous peaks right where these previous peaks topped out. So this is the big level, in my opinion, because it's just had so many pieces of action, literally rejection and support here for the past, you know, 15 years. So it's important to pay attention to those things. I mean, you can see it as plain as day. So that's the deal. But when we get back into our closer, more recent price action, uh, let's see what we can kind of figure out here and maybe glean some information. So this is a weekly chart, and say whatever anybody can say whatever they want about the company. It's in a weekly downtrend. It's just what it is. Here's your high, here's your low, here's your lower high and your lower low. Weekly downtrend. Okay, so and this major point of support, resistance rather, rejected again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections at this level. So, these levels as they go, they kind of become more important, right? To me, like I'm not really interested in a UUUU buy until it's down into like this 650 area. And that would be using this level as my stop area. And that's a long way away, right? So, and not to mention that this is not the biggest support here. Your big support is down here at 495 bucks. So any buys around here for me are subject to either I'm releasing quickly because I was wrong, or I'm going to be stuck making my stop area down here because there's something truly wrong with the stock, in my opinion, if it starts breaking this level. There's just too much going on here to say that if it does, there's something wrong. Little bear traps here, yeah, but there's a lot more price action now than there was here. Okay, this is just skittish price action. This is solid price action. It's the name is finding a lot of acceptance in this 5 to 550 area. So if it breaks down there, to me it's going to be a problem. So again, my approach on UUU, as if you watch my videos, is a little bit different, right? So I'm constantly talking about moving averages and trends. Well, UUU doesn't really do that much. It's more difficult. It's always chopping around these moving averages. I guess one would say if there's any metric you want that I could use that would be the most reliable, which I still don't think it is, it's this gold line, which is the 50 EMA, right? Because it seems to hold that fairly well on this weekly chart, right? When it's resistance, it's resistance. When it's support, right? But even here, so many fake outs, right? So this is why I revert now to these value areas because I'm not really trying to actively trade energy fuels. I don't even have that big of a position. In weakness, I prefer to just buy leaps. And when I say leaps, I mean like a year or two out. So I have plenty of time for this thing to work through whatever it works through. And, I have a defined risk on my prices. So, and I have plenty of time to work through it. So that's kind of how I'm doing it with the 4Us. I might take some scalps or some swing trade attempts. Like I'm definitely going to be buying in this area. So when it comes back down to this area, notice I say when. Hopefully, by me saying when, it never revisits again, and everybody can, make fun of me on Twitter because I'm wrong, and I won't care one bit because the position that I have now will be going up, and I'll be making money. So make fun of me as much as you want, as long as I'm making money, I don't care. Yeah. So now the first metric that we have to deal with, honestly, is you know getting rid of this weekly downtrend that it's in. I mean, it's just no. And by the way, it needs to take out this level, which is what? What do we got here? 868 it needs to take out, and then it's got to do something like this, right? So this weekly has got to, this is a higher low right now. This 7 what I'll tell you the exact number. 703 is that's the higher low because it breached these highs. So it kind of set that higher low. So the aggressive bulls are probably playing off that level, or if they're smart enough about you, they know to give it a little room. And if you're really smart about you got to give it even more room because you know it's going to do some fake outs. It likes to do that. This is what this name does. But regardless of that, what this needs to do at this point, it needs to come up, take out this level, come back down, and make a higher low based off of 703, and then make continuation again for it to regain its uptrend for on a weekly basis. That's what it's got to do. So there's work to be done on this name. Could it just shoot up? Yeah, it could. Shot right up, gave it all back, came into an EQ. That's price action we could talk about over and over about how things after periods of volatility come periods of equilibrium. Happens in every space, every sector, in every asset. It's just how it works, you know. But we're having our period of equilibrium. What I don't like about the situation right now is it seemed to have been making. Let me just get this thing here. It seemed to have been making a little bit of a range here, um, that it broke bear on, which I don't like seeing that. Um, I want this range to hold. So this little mini range is really what it's all about. I don't want to see it revisiting this. This is a 200-day moving average. This white line, it's fine. You got a nice little bounce. It's regaining its 200-day. It's back testing it. It's what this stock does. It has a lot of back test fake outs before it makes its move. So again, it's less like trading this is not it's just for me, it's not my bread and butter trader. I'll take CCJ, NXE, UEC any day over any of these. I don't care about the CEOs and the companies. I extract money from those names on a weekly, daily, and monthly basis. I'll continue to do so as long as it keeps giving me those gifts. UUUU is just a different story. So that's why I'm tending to use value areas like this more so over the moving average riders like you've seen in my other videos. So that's the deal. We need to get up through this value area, but this is a big, big level. This $11 level, let's see if we can quantify it a little bit more. 1130, this is probably right around the same thing, right? 1139, that was 1135. This is 11. So just for all intents and purposes, as this thing gets over 1150, there's just nothing to stop it anymore as far as bag holders are concerned. The last of our bag holders are at these tops here, at these peaks. And that's going to be the deal. Zoom in on the daily just for a quick, because I want to see the trend on the daily here. Yeah. So it's just regaining. I'm going to kill this box too. It's just regaining its daily trend back, right? And you could there's a case to be made for this too, by the way, which bears some watching, right? A little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming. I bet you if you go to the 2-day on this one, it'll be clearer, which it is, right? So, uh, you know, 2-day inverse head and shoulders setting up. And it's got a pretty clear neckline, which is now just kind of testing a little bit. So 783 on this back test. So let's just say, listen, you got a 780 neckline. You've got a $7. What is it? It's just 662, 660. Let's say a buck. So 780, 880, right? Which kind of gets you back up here. So this 2-day inverse head and shoulders, the measurement gets you back up to this peak, right? So, short-term trader dudes, people, women, whatever, don't get caught up on that crap. They're going to be using this level because it definitely has an inverse head and shoulders look to it. So these short-term, mid-term, intermediate-term people that are trading the name, A, they're psychos, and B, um, it's a pretty clear level. So you have some clear levels for your early stop outs for people. So, you know, these levels become important right now. At inverse head and shoulders, it's valid. You could pretty much see it. Gives you a target, a measured move of around $9. That's it, and that gets you into that value area. So there's a lot going on here. These levels, they make sense. The market has memories. It's all I'm telling you. Um, but UUU is a little bit tougher. So that's the deal. I'm not heavy on UUUU. I will add in weakness on UUUU, and I will always be quick to trim at least partial to keep myself risk free because it's easy to lose money on this name if you're not nimble. That's the way I'm looking at it. Just in general, right? So when you're in a downtrend and you get your pieces of consolidation, the most likely scenario is a continuation of the downtrend. So downtrend, consolidation, downtrend continues, consolidation, downtrend continues, consolidation, downtrend continues, consolidation. Gets a little bit of a move. This is a nice little fake out. Was probably some very good trading here, getting a nice run, but still. So what's happened though? This thing has changed its trend for the long term, right? So now it's moving up, uptrend, big piece of consolidation. Now, these little things about, the longer the consolidation, the bigger and better the move. Well, there is some truth to that. Um, you just got to watch to make sure the consolidation doesn't change the trend back. Right now, we've got the trend in the bulls have the trend in their favor. It's just that simple. This is just some nasty, sideways, drawn out action, and you want to see that change. Over and out.